Using a mist of synthetic sweat, the corrosion test exposes strings to elements mimicking a human finger. Over time, excess remains strong, while other strings corrode and become damaged. Testing complete.
Hey, let's start with this very cool. Is this a 61?
This is your 1961 Les Paul Gibson SG, named not by me, by all of our friends, Uncle Larry, Brother Tom Bukovac. This is the Cash Cow. And this guitar has been, Tom is definitely I would call it the proprietor of this guitar in the beginning, and it passed hands a little bit. A great steel guitar player, Russ Paul, owned it for a little while.
Sure.
And sold it back to Tom, and I kind of pined over it for years, and then eventually Tom called me one day and said, "All right, I'm
ready.
I'm ready. You want it? I'm calling you first." And I was like, "Of course,
That's great.
And bought this guitar and have used it ever since. And it's definitely one of those things that, like, I mean, between what Tom played it on and what I've played it on, and like, I just feel like at some point I need to just sell this to another session guy younger than me. Like, this isn't one you keep for your family. It's like, I'm the current caretaker of the Cash Cow, and then eventually the cow will go to somebody else.
Right.
It's it feels like one of those instruments, but a really great guitar.
So is it original pickups?
Yeah, as far as I know, it's all original. It had a headstock crack at some point.
They all do.
Yeah, and even the rattly ass tailpiece here, which, by the way, I have kind of locked down. There's a conversation about these old Vibrola trims. This trim arm is what it was supposed to be. I mean, at least in my opinion, and I feel like this is shared by a lot of guys, it just wasn't one of their best designs.
Right.
It's not really great for tuning.
They're an innovative company, and sometimes you miss.
That's right. But I do think that there is some magic to the mass that it adds at the back of the body in terms of the tonality of these guitars. You also notice a lot of times with SGs, they can be real top heavy. Mm-hmm. They'll tip this way, and I feel like with these Maestro tailpieces, they seem to be a little more balanced. It's pretty geeky. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I have this one kind of locked where it just kind of won't move.
Yeah.
I've even seen, I didn't do it on this one, but I've seen online where they sell like these kind of like prefab steel blocks you can put in there that the strings will go through and you can lock those down. But yeah, just a really, really great guitar, really clean. It's a good reminder that, like, the Gibson guitars, that they weren't designed to be like rock and roll instruments necessarily.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of great, the thing about a good vintage Gibson guitar is they're not overtly, high gain or high output. I have versions of that I'll go to, when demanded, but these kinds of, guitars, you can understand why, that's like the sound on songs like Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. It wasn't all Guns N' Roses, you know what I mean? It's not. And so this guitar is just a really great all-around guitar. It's got a great low E string for a super snappy low. For a Gibson guitar, that snappy of a bottom, like, just a really great guitar, really balanced. The neck pickup sounds great on it. So anyways, this is a well-earned title, the Cash Cow.
Yeah. So what strings do you run on it?
I play 11s across the board.
Really?
Diodario 11 to 49s.
The what flavor?
The nickel wound.
Okay.
Yeah, the nickel EXL Diodario 11 to 49s, and man, like, they were the NYXLs, and I don't know what version of the newest thing they are now. I just always like the regular old ones that I've played since I was young, and they seem to tune great and sound great for me. It's I don't deny that some guys have heard the difference or experienced the difference, but for me, I've never had any reason to. I tried the other ones. I was like, I feel like strings.
Yeah. yeah, right.
These
right.
are great, you know. So I just but every guitar I own, short of the baritone, are going to have 11s on it,
Yeah.
11 to 49s. I never got into the like changing a lot of gauges for different guitars.
Yeah.
Because and you know, I totally understand why some people do that, especially if you feel like you have a home base. But doing what I do and the kind of chameleon nature of being a gun for hire kind of thing is like, I appreciate that the different string tensions on different guitars, you know, inspire me to play a certain way or certain parts. And so like a guitar being a little slinkier or a guitar being a little stiffer, those will make me play certain ways or think of certain parts or whatever. And so, you know, to me, if they all played exactly the same or pretty close to the exact same, I feel like somehow I would feel less inspired.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, totally. Yeah, it's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
If they're all,
Yeah. Just play one.
Yeah,
If you want,
exactly.
If you want them to all feel like this one, just play that one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.